I want to get to some of the details that are in that 20-point plan because I think they are interesting and they point to some of the difficulties that still lie ahead. But I also want to get each of your take, as such experienced diplomats, on the two men that have really brought us to this point, other than President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, and that is Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, two men who are known more for their business deals than making peace deals. Secretary Clinton, why do you think they have been successful?
Well, I think in large measure because both of them are seen as close to President Trump and therefore speak with a level of authority that often is questioned from others. And Jared Kushner did have an experience in the first Trump administration of working very hard on the Abraham Accords to bring about the normalization of relationships between Israel, the UAE, and others. So they come with the imprimatur of carrying the authority of the President of the United States. And I think they both have been extremely focused and diligent. I do think it's important to note, though, that circumstances play a role in any kind of historic or certainly diplomatic endeavor. And Israel's attack on Qatar opened an opportunity that both President Trump and his envoys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, took advantage of. That was ill-advised. It was a strategic error. I think it put Israel on the back foot, especially since it didn't even succeed. And that provided an opening for both President Trump and his representatives to marshal all of the regional powers, including, of course, Qatar, but also to make it clear to Israel, no, this is now enough. We cannot continue this. This conflict needs to end, and we've got to move on. So they took advantage of an opening that was available and were able to be successful.
It was described to me, of course, as that strike by Netanyahu in Doha united the Arabs in a way, and it certainly angered people within the Trump administration and brought us to this point. Secretary Rice, was that an overreach by Netanyahu?
Well, if I could just add, I think it's absolutely right that it united people, but they had to take advantage of it, and they did at that moment. It could have actually exploded the possibilities for some kind of agreement, but instead kind of gathering people together and saying, all right, now we have this opportunity is important. But I just want to underscore one other point, which is that President Trump also made it very clear that Israeli security was of prime concern to him. In the attack on Iran, we all went back and forth about what would happen if the Israelis decided that they were going to make a move on Iran. And to a certain extent, the Israelis, the situation after October 7th, which was one of great shock to the Israeli body politic that could have taken place, it was a time to reaffirm that the United States was committed to Israeli security. I think they did that. But then they said, but now it's time to take advantage of the situation that Israel finds itself in, where Iran is as vulnerable to Israeli military power as it will ever be, where Iran's tentacles like Hezbollah have been disabled, where the Iraqis are no longer a threat, the Syrians are no longer a threat. And so I think it was both to show that the administration understood legitimate Israeli security concerns, but also said it's probably time now to take advantage of this advantageous position that Israel finds itself in and that the administration helped get it to.
Mm-hmm.